Here is my model of the larynx with the anterior side and the posterior side. The larynx plays an important role in airway protection. It also serves as a valve and as the organ of phonation. So the larynx is composed of a lot of cartilages, some being single and others being paired. The three single cartilages of the larynx are the cricoid cartilage, the thyroid cartilage, and the epiglottis here in red. The cornicula and arytenoids on the posterior portion of the larynx are paired. So starting out, here's the thyroid cartilage, and it's the largest cartilage in the larynx. It protects the vocal folds, which are located directly behind it. It contains a number of notches and horn-like projections that serve as attachment points for other muscles. The thyroid cartilage extends anteriorly to form the laryngeal prominence, also known as the Adam's apple, and this is more prominent in males. When the angle of the thyroid cartilage changes relative to the cricoid, it changes our pitch. In white, superior to the thyroid cartilage is the hyoid bone, and it is connected to the larynx by the thyrohyoid membrane, so that would be a membrane in between here. And it is U-shaped and serves as the attachment point for the tongue muscles, so it's U-shaped. In the tan down here is the cricoid cartilage, and it extends as a complete ring, and it is smaller than the thyroid cartilage but much thicker and stronger. Again, it serves as a complete ring on the lower edge, and it is attached to the trachea down here. The thyroid cartilage rests on top of the cricoid cartilage, and they articulate with one another through the cricothyroid joint right here. So here's the trachea. It is inferior to the cricoid cartilage, and it conducts air to and from the lungs. So the tracheal rings are shown in pink, and these help to support the trachea while still also allowing it to move and flex during breathing. In red back here is the epiglottis, and this is a leaf-shaped flap of tissue that projects from the top of the larynx. It serves as a protective cover for the entire larynx and makes sure that food and liquid is projected into the esophagus when swallowing and not into the airway or the trachea. Okay, so the arytenoids are shown right here. These are paired cartilage, pyramid shaped, and the base of the arytenoids rests on top of the cricoid cartilage. The vocal cords attach to the front side of each arytenoid, and the apex articulates with the cornicula cartilage, shown here in orange. So the cornicula cartilages are on top of the arytenoids, so again in orange, and they help make the arytenoids taller. They also play a role in relaxing, tensing, and approximating the vocal folds of the larynx. So moving on to the intrinsic muscles of the larynx, all intrinsic muscles of the larynx are innervated by the inferior laryngeal nerve, except for the cricothyroid, which is innervated by the external branch of the superior laryngeal nerve. These are all branches of cranial nerve 10 or the vagus nerve. So in front, we have the green right here, and these are the cricothyroid muscles, and they stretch and tense the vocal ligaments, so they are important for speech. They also play a role in altering the tone of our voices. They originate from the cricoid cartilage and attaches to the inferior horn of the thyroid cartilage. And there's two. On the posterior side, we have the posterior cricoarytenoid muscles, and they help to abduct the vocal folds. They are the only muscles capable of widening the glottis, which is the space in between. And they originate from the posterior surface of the cricoid cartilage and attach to the arytenoid cartilage. So I couldn't show them, but they should attach. Then we have the lateral cricoarytenoid muscles, and they help to adduct the vocal folds and help narrow the glottis. So those are shown as the green pipe cleaners. They originate from the arch of the cricoid cartilage and attaches to the muscular process of the arytenoid cartilage. So you can see attaching to the cricoid and then attaching to the muscular process of the arytenoid, so in the back of the arytenoid. And then moving on to the interarytenoid muscles. So these are shown in pink here. So we have the transverse arytenoid, which is like this pink square. And then you have the oblique interarytenoid muscles, and they're shown as the X. And these help to adduct the arytenoid cartilages or pull them together. They span from one arytenoid cartilage to the opposite. And then shown in purple pipe cleaner there, we have the thyroarytenoid muscles, which help to relax the vocal ligaments and help us create a soft voice. They originate from the thyroid cartilage and attaches to the arytenoid cartilages. So you can see that they run from the thyroid cartilage, right, to the arytenoids here in purple. And then lastly, we have the vocalis muscle, and that's formed by several of the most fine and medial fibers of the thyroarytenoid muscle. They are attached directly to the outer side of the vocal ligament, and these help shorten and relax portions of the vocal folds, and these are shown in white. That is my larynx.